Lacombe Alberta, a small city tucked between Edmonton and Calgary, the kind of place that feels quiet, charming, and a little timeless. Before it was a city, before the railway tracks cut across the prairie, the land we now call Lacombe was part of a vast network of indigenous territories, home to the Cree, the Blackfoot, and other nations who traveled, hunted, and lived across these rich parklands for thousands of years. But the story of how this place became Lacombe begins with a trail and a man who built a stopping house along it. In the early 1880s, the Calgary-Edmonton Trail was the main overland route between two growing settlements. In 1883, a former Northwest Mounted Police officer named Ed Barnett settled along this trail. He built a stopping house, a place where travelers could rest, eat, and repair their wagons. Barnett didn't know it yet, but this small homestead would become the seed of a future community. Word spread back east, and soon, Barnett's relatives and friends from Ontario followed. A cluster of homesteads formed. A community began to take shape. As the settlement grew, it needed a name. And the name chosen was Lacombe, in honor of Father Albert Lacombe, a French-Canadian oblate missionary whose influence stretched across Western Canada. Over the next century, Lacombe continued to grow steadily, confidently, and with a strong sense of identity. Historic buildings were preserved. Community institutions flourished. And on September 5, 2010, Lacombe officially became Alberta's 17th city. People say Lacombe has been changing. New cafes, new shops, and communities slowly opening up. But the past is still very much alive here. You see it in the Edwardian era buildings, the brick storefronts, and the way history is preserved right in the heart of town. Lacombe is now home to museums that will make you understand the city's story. They have Flatiron Museum and Interpretive Center located in the heart of downtown. It is one of Alberta's heritage buildings. It was beautifully restored in 1904. Lacombe Memorial Center is their major community hub. Behind it is the Memorial Garden area where you can find a statue of a World War I soldier. This statue depicts a Canadian soldier in uniform, a symbolic watchman over the memorial grounds. Building is the Mary C. Moore Library, a full multi-purpose event facility, and a cafe. Today, there is also a fair happening and some art exhibits. Just a few blocks away from the library is this Michener House Museum. This is the birthplace of the former Governor General of Canada, Roland Michener.
It's a small but meaningful place that captures what life looked like in the early Alberta homes.
It also stands as a quiet reminder that even national leaders often come from the most humble prairie beginnings. There is a box in here. Let's see what's inside. They look like chalks, but I'm not really sure. If you know, let us know. And then there's the Blacksmith Shop Museum. Walking around the building, it feels like you are in the 1900s, and from the outside you can hear some people working, you can hear some tools. However, it seems like it is closed, it's just that there are people inside working. If you're into antiquing, Lacombe has a gem tucked right into its historic downtown. Everything Nice Antiques on 50th Avenue. It's the kind of place that pulls you in far longer than you planned, with shelves stacked with vintage finds, Prairie-era pieces, and those quirky little curiosities that feel like they've been waiting decades for the right person to discover them. also proudly holds the title of Alberta's Mural Capital, and it shows. spill across parking lot walls, brighten alleyways, and turn unexpected corners into little bursts of color. This is the kind of downtown where you slow down without even trying. Seeing this mural alley with its bright colors and storytelling walls tucked between heritage buildings, you feel how creativity has woven itself into the city's historic core. Each mural adds a modern heartbeat to Lacombe's old-world charm, turning a simple walkway into an open-air gallery that bridges the past, the present.
Murals here are everywhere and they seem to blend in with the surroundings.
And sometimes you would mistake them as people lounging in the alleyways.
We just passed by Cilantro and Chive and it smells so good. Now I'm hungry.
Food is one of the easiest ways to understand a place because the flavors people hold on to often say as much about a town as its museums and murals. We ate at Cilantro and Chive, a local favorite. The restaurant feels cozy with tables separated by walls that look like vintage windows, giving each little nook its own charm, almost like you're dining inside a restored piece of Prairie history. Since it's Easter season, they've added rabbit stew to the menu. Tempting, but we're not eating rabbit today. They're just too cute. I still feel adventurous though, so I ordered the MSW elk and boar burger, swapped the cheese for goat cheese, and paired it with their dill pickle poutine. Marky went for the Korean barbecue pork belly noodle bowl. My burger was fantastic, and the dill pickle surprisingly worked perfectly with the poutine.
Yeah. They gave us a gum and I like it because it tastes like bazooka or Tarzan if you're familiar with it. Most Filipinos will be familiar with it. We're now going to the world's biggest ewer.
Now that we're full, we are going to our last stop. It is located right beside the Len Thompson Trout Pond on the east side of town. It is here just casually towering over the water like it's waiting for the world's biggest fish to swim by. It stands tall beside a stocked trout pond where families fish and picnic, looking almost comically oversized against the calm water. It's a fun, larger-than-life nod to Lacombe's fishing roots and the iconic Len Thompson spoons that have been made here for generations. Lacombe may be small, but it's one of those towns that leaves a bigger impression than you expect. From its murals and museums to its food, history, and those quirky surprises like the world's largest lure. Places like these reminds you that you don't need big cities to feel something meaningful. Sometimes the quietest stops teach you the most about slowing down, paying attention, and letting simple moments surprise you. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. We'll see you on our next small town visit.